Hi there. Thank you so much for joining me this past week as we have pursued this idea of finding balance between work and rest. And I'm pretty sure you're like me in that without intentional planning, your life is going to include a lot more work than rest. And maybe you run on caffeine and adrenaline, but you know that those will both run out, leaving you exhausted and sometimes with some regrets. But I'm a walking testimony that it is possible to find a balance between work and rest, but it will take time. So I remember clearly the first time that that I realized I had a problem, because for years I didn't think I had a problem and I just kept going. But one day I sat on my couch and had what felt like a panic attack. I was sobbing, I couldn't breathe, and the reality was that there was nothing threatening me. I wasn't facing a really huge challenge at that time. It was just a series of what felt like endless deadlines and expectations. And they weren't even all outside of me. A lot of the expectations came from within me. And it took me over a year to get to a place where I felt like I had some breathing room or I had some margin. Because what I had to do was take a look at every commitment that I had and every responsibility. And I really had to go to God and ask, is this the right time for this? Is this the right season for this? And there was lots that I'd held on to that I should have let go, things that I'd said yes to for the wrong reasons. Some things were obvious, some things were hard. And I had to remove them from my life in the right way, which meant that I didn't leave other people hanging, that I fulfilled obligations and commitments, but didn't re-up for them. Some things I just had been procrastinating and I just had to get them done. And when they were done and out from over me, I felt a relief. So it will take time and it will take readjustment. You will always have to be going back and figuring things out because our life always changes and we change. Even as we get older and we get wiser, we change and life changes. And so don't ever feel guilty or like a failure because what worked last year doesn't work this year. It's just uh, a constant attempt to try to figure out what's going to work now, given all the unique circumstances. So I hope I've given you some ideas this week about how to find your own place of balance. And it'll look different from anybody else's. But what I know is it has to include rest because God modeled it at creation. And he didn't need rest. So he obviously wanted to show us what a healthy life would look like, work and rest. And then Jesus, when he was on this earth, he rested. And he needed that time to reconnect with his heavenly Father and to hang out with his friends and to just not be always on the go. God created a need for us, a need within us for rest, for not only physical rest, but for mental rest and for spiritual rest. We are better women, better wives and mothers and employees and friends and sisters and daughters when we have rest. It's how we were created to function at our best. So thank you for sharing this week with me. I'm praying for you, and I'm confident that God will be faithful to do in your life what he has done in mine. Thank you again.